In business news, the president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria has assured Nigerians that the institute is committed to helping grow the nation's economy by promoting sustainable and enabling environment for all sectors to thrive. This was disclosed at the Institute's 53rd Annual Accounting Conference with the theme Nigeria, Imperative for Inclusive Development, holding in Abuja. Miriam Mohammed reports.
Despite efforts by various administrations to have a sustainable economy across all sectors, in recent years, the Nigerian economy has yielded very little growth. This has made it difficult for managers of businesses to make the decisions for sustainable business. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has initiated critical reforms to address macroeconomic imbalances. The administration hopes this would have a transformative impact on the lives of millions of Nigerians and establish a solid foundation for sustainable growth.
We want to appreciate you for this conference.
At this conference, ICANN's President Innocent Iweka Okosa and Vice President Davidson Alaribe lay emphasis on the need for the nation's economy to thrive. This can be done by revisiting environmental, social, and governance priorities to create regular infrastructural environment.
We feel should cut across all human beings in Nigeria, all sectors, all regions, and the masses, and should not just be restricted to the elites. And that's around the mistakes that previous governments have been making.
We want to look at a situation where Nigeria will be okay for everyone. Nigeria has everything we require. But what we need to do is to harmonize the resources. Our leaders should get their acts right and treat the citizens well, so that there should be trust between the citizens and the government.
The federal government on its part explains that it remains resolute on its quest to achieve economic growth.
This administration is committed to listening and learning from the expertise assembled in this room this afternoon. We look forward to your suggestions and recommendations on how we can collectively solve Nigeria's multifaceted challenges.
Other leaders and keynote speakers at this event are all optimistic that the conference will help prefer solutions to solve the nation's economic problems.
Mobility has become an imperative not only for businesses, but also for accessing, attracting, and retaining talent. And not only talent, but also customers and capital. And we know that our profession is central.
Development is a commitment to leave no one behind, to ensure that the fruits of progress are shared by all, irrespective of their background or circumstance, as financial custodians and managers.
The Institute wants citizens and the federal government to come together to forge a path towards a more inclusive, equitable, and a prosperous Nigeria. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
To cushion the effect of subsidy removal, Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, that's MOMAN, wants Nigerians to explore alternative energy sources such as CNG, biofuels, electric vehicles, EVs, and other alternative means as an energy security solution. This call was made at a roundtable forum put together by MOMAN on Business Day in Lagos. Speaking at the forum, the chairman MOMAN, Mr. Hobbs Stockman, stated that Nigeria has traditionally relied heavily on fossil fuels for its energy needs, and several factors such as increases in petrol prices, demand for energy, environmental concerns, energy access, and diversification has driven the search for alternative energy sources. He adds that there is need for policy coordination and government support to attract investment into the industry. The MOMAN boss also debunked speculations that EVs or hybrids will kill retail stations dispensing fuel.
But you will also see CNG. You will also see electrical vehicle charging points. And maybe not just for vehicles as we know them, but maybe also Okados or Kekes. You might see that actually the retail side becomes completely self-sufficient in terms of this energy generation. And actually that energy generation might also be used to charge vehicles in whatever format. But I think actually that is some of the developments you already see in other countries, mainly outside Africa. But there's nothing that would stop us to bringing it to Africa.
You need to invest in upstream processing of gas to separate and convert gas to feed the pipes. For example, you have the Nigerian-Moroccan gas pipeline, the NMGP. If they're able to succeed with funding NMGP, the question is, how do you feed the pipe with the gas that it requires to deliver the revenues that you want to deliver?
What can be done by government to further, create results, and of course, how to incentivize private sector.
Moving on now, the legal battles of the chief executive officer of RTO, a leading energy firm in Africa, may soon be over, as the FCTI court ruled in favor against the UK investigative report and seizure of his assets. The Nigerian court also indicted the British investigation agencies, NCA, CPS, Sarah Mello, and other officials for malicious prosecution and false indictment of Africa's billionaire business, Mr. Benedict Peters. The British agency were also fined 200 million naira by the court for malicious prosecution of Mr. Benedict Peters over an issue for which 10 courts have already declared him innocent. In a judgment of the FCTI court, the presiding judge, Justice Adeniyi, declared that the actions of the British National Crime Agency, Crown Prosecution Service, and other officers against Mr. Benedict Peters were unlawful and constituted a common design targeted at the interest of Mr. Peters and his companies and his assets, properties. The judgment described the case of Mr. Benedict as well-coordinated malicious operation to prosecute an innocent man whose sources of income and business practices have been affirmed by numerous courts as legitimate. The Nigerian Railway Corporation says that cargo movement by rails would enhance the country's export opportunities. The Railway District Manager for Lagos, Mr. Austin Arisa, says it become evident with the increasing demand for rail evacuation. We'll bring you that report subsequently, but let's tell you, go to stock markets and tell you that stock trading at the NGX was up against allowing some middleweight equities to regain strength. We'll join Efyonga Cup for details.
Inside Nigeria, stocks trading in many African markets closed in red. The Kenyan market in Nairobi was negative as many investors embarked on sales of holdings for cash, fighting harsh economic pressure caused by inflation. In Tunisia, trading closed in red. Securities prices were down as many investors patronized the sales windows. Finally, stock trading in Accra, Ghana closed negative. Investors were nervous as economic crisis frightened them. Efyong Ekup, TVC News, Lagos.
That's business news. Next is sports. Stay with us.
In sports, goalkeeper Maduka Okoye has gotten a late call-up to the Super Eagles for their double-header international friendly games against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique. This was confirmed on the Super Eagles' Twitter handle on Wednesday. Okoye's late invitation may not be unconnected to Adebayo Adeleye's unavailability following the war in Israel. His last invite to the Super Eagles was an international friendly game against Portugal on the 17th of November 2022, which the three-time African winners lost 4-0. The Super Eagles game against Saudi Arabia comes up on Friday, the 13th of October, while the fixture with Mozambique is billed for Monday, the 16th of October, 2023. And music icon Akon is expected to light up the final draw for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations slated for Côte d'Ivoire. Akon, who is known for his chart-topping music, and Nigeria Football League side Enugu Rangers have unveiled an investment company as their shared partners for the 2023-2024 season. TVC correspondent Bamdele Ajayi has more details.
The partnership will see one of the Nigerians' oldest football club, Enugu Rangers match jersey, carrying Afri-Invest on it. Some fans and legends of the club witnessed the historic partnership signing in Enugu. The partnership is one of the many expectations to help reposition the Flying Antelopes and motivate higher performance.
We came up with the mantra, finance meets football. We want to make sure that those housekeeping issues are clean and resolved. The players to just focus on what they do best, which is play football.
Founded in 1970, Rangers is the only club that has not been relegated from the top flight of the Nigerian domestic league. The club produced the likes of Christian Chukwu and Emmanuel Okala, among other great players Nigeria has ever known, even for the national team. For the club, the people, and government of Enugu State, this is a step to engage the private sector to create a vibrant economic base that supports the development of youth and sports.
And part of what we're looking at is in creating an economic base, be it in sports, be it in technology, that supports the growth of our teeming youth and supports them in a meaningful manner where they become very productive.
It's a sponsorship for about 50 million naira. So, but as far as the duration, it's just for the season, so after which we will continue to review and renew.
The Nigerian Premier Football League is excited by the partnership, which indicates that its plans for the football ecosystem are beginning to yield results.
We want to build an ecosystem where the clubs will have their own economic life. Okay, and that will transmit into the Premier League itself.
The partnership means all kits worn by Rangers FC, from match day shirt to training materials, will bear the partner's logo. Bamidele Ajayi, TVC News Enugu.
Southwest region has won the 2023 WEMA Olympics competition. The region defeated other regions of WeBank in their inter-regional staff competition. TVC News was at the event. And after that, Precious will be back to continue with the rest of the news at 10.
This is more than just an event. It's a platform that underlines the importance of team spirit, and it fosters collaboration among members of staff of the bank.
Leaning on two of our important critical core values, team play and team passion. We are playing and we are using it to ignite passion in our guys, in our team.
WEMA Olympics has been hosted by WeBank since 2017, and it is a testament to the bank's unwavering commitment to work-life balance among its employees across geographical boundaries.
I think our current trajectory makes us happy. I think we're on course to hit our numbers, right? And as we go into 2024, we're going to set higher bars for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
All I can say is that the world should watch. We have committed the bank into the hands of God, and we've decided we are going to the top. We are going to tier 1. And that will happen. And the passion I see here today, there's no doubt in my mind that I have a team behind me that will achieve that.
The WeBank employee athletes have come from all over the country for this inter-regional competition that places premium on cultivating a decent work culture and healthy competition.
Research has shown that the more engaged your employee is, the more the sense of ownership for the business is. So these activities just to drive engagement, inclusivity, and oneness within our staff.
They competed passionately in a diverse range of sports, including football, athletics, table tennis, Scrabble, chess, arm wrestling, and electronic games.
The winner is
The Southwest region emerged as the overall winners, exemplifying the true spirit of teamwork and excellence.
It shows hard preparation, it shows resilience, it shows determination. In everything you do, if you put those three things, you come top. So they have come top because they have prepared very well, they have been very determined, and that they won the game. When we bond well, it brings the best out of us. 2024 is going to be a great year for the bank. Yeah.
We can hear the winning chants from South.
Let's bring you the latest on developments surrounding the Niger coup. Niger's military rulers have demanded that the head of the United Nations diplomatic mission in the country leave within 72 hours. Niger's foreign ministry in a statement accused the UN of using obstacles to stop the West African nation from fully participating in last month's UN General Assembly. Madam Louise Obin has been in the post since January 2021. And during the 78th session of the UN General Assembly held in September, a representative of Niger who was initially set to take the floor did not. According to a diplomatic source, the organization had received two competing requests to address the assembly, one from the military rulers and one from the toppled government. At the time, the military leaders criticized perfidious actions of the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, accusing him of obstructing their participation in the body's General Assembly. In response, Stefan Dujarric, the spokesperson for the UN chief, said that in the event of competing credentials from a member state, the UN chief refers the matter to the body's Credentials Committee for deliberation, adding the Secretary General does not decide on such a matter. And that's TVC News this hour. For more on the stories we are monitoring, you can visit our website, tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. And thanks for watching. Coming up next is a repeat broadcast of Journalist Hangout.